mis amigos y bienvenidos al podcast Observatorios Externos. Or hello, my friends. Welcome to the Third Party Observers.
Hey, there it is.
That was pretty good.
I'm impressed. He didn't even stutter.
Yeah. You sound like a real Spanish speaker.
I took 2 obligatory years in high school.
Yeah.
So, but
did you have to take language in high school? Did you take a foreign language?
Yeah, I took Spanish, and it was a joke. I mean, high school Spanish is kind of hit and miss, but my class was easy. I didn't learn anything.
My school counted computers as a foreign language.
What?
So
really?
I took 2 years of computer classes, which basically was just covering the Microsoft Office suite.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
And so every day, it was basically our class was in a computer lab, and we would just sit and, we had like a little workbook, and we would go through and do certain things on Excel and PowerPoint, and it was the biggest waste of time.
Oh, yeah.
Of it, because we're all raised with it. So, it taught us some stuff, but we already knew it. It was a class. It was a foreign language to adults, is what it was.
Yeah. Well, it was. So I had to do Spanish for 2 years in high school. I also had to do computers, but we did like the basic Microsoft stuff. We also did typing was a big part of it. So like your Mavis Beacon, follow along, learn how to type. And I don't know what it was, but I reached a peak of like 45 to maybe capping out at 60 words per minute, but I could never get higher than that. And I still can't.
So low.
I know.
Than me.
I can type normal things, but like a lot of the stuff that you try to follow along with what they're typing, I just can't do it very fast. I'm not great at like punctuation and capitalization, like doing it all at once without making mistakes.
But what's dumb is that I had to take that Microsoft Office class in college.
Oh, yeah, I did too. So you had to retake them several times.
Or whatever. Oh, it's the stupidest thing ever.
Yeah.
But
education system.
DUM, dumb.
Language or no? Or
what?
Was it computers? Did it offer another language course, or was it just computers?
There was Spanish, there was German, maybe French. I don't know. But I wasn't gonna take them.
Oui.
I think I did take 1 semester of Spanish, but there was no point. I think it was because I needed a class to fill, but I wasn't going to miss that anymore. Now here I am, wishing I knew Spanish so I could have, understood what John said in the intro.
Well, I translated it to all of our listeners. They're probably wondering why I was talking Spanish, but it's because of a real holiday that's coming up.
It's coming up. Yeah, 2 years or 2 days after this episode releases, I think.
It comes out on a Saturday. No,
3 days. Yeah.
3 days after. Yeah, Cinco De Marcho is on Saturday.
Cinco De Marcho.
And we've got the history of that holiday at the end of today's show. So stick around and you'll hear John's oral history of Cinco de Marcho. It's the origin of the taco, right?
Yeah. Cinco de Marcho it's a celebration of the invention of tacos.
Yeah. So you'll get to hear the full story at the end of today's episode. We're also, talking about some other things, doing some Would You Rather, and we are going to do some movie trivia. I guess it's not really trivia. It's more guess the movie. So I'll give you a few clues and see if you can guess it. But
yeah, I think that's going to be that could go well if I've seen the movies. It could go terribly bad if I haven't seen the ones that you picked out. So I'm interested to see how that turns out.
I try to, even if you haven't seen them, I feel like I picked movies that
like iconic movies
talk about enough.
Yeah.
It's not like indie films or something where it would really fly under your radar. So we'll see how it goes. Could be a miss. I don't know. Okay, so for anyone who's not in Oklahoma that's listening, Oklahoma had some bad weather this week.
It was wild.
Why we are recording remotely. But before the storms hit, producer Amy and I wanted to go out on the town, wanted to go get something to eat because we didn't have a whole lot of groceries. So we wanted to save some of those for when we can leave. So we went to the best restaurant in Tulsa. We went and dined at the local Chili's and
local dive bar.
Yeah. And I got my usual on the menu, original chicken crispers. Great. Well, John, you know how you had that experience with the fish and chips not too long ago?
Yes. It wrecked my system.
Yeah. I think I'm starting to experience some of that as well. The greasy foods are starting to have an unfortunate immediate impact on my system.
Oh no.
If you couple that with my, I wouldn't say fear, but my dislike for using public restrooms.
Oh no.
Thank you, Tara Brewer. Rather than go at Chili's while I was there, I fought the urge and I said, I can make it home. And so
is this going where I think it's going?
So we start driving back. Thankfully, I'm driving because I can't imagine being in that situation without at least having the control of because it puts a lot of pressure on the driver to be like, I'm about to shit my pants.
Well, also, when you're riding in the car, it's like, oh, God, this is awful. You're only thinking about shitting your pants.
Yeah. Well, when you're driving, that's basically all you're thinking about as well. But you're also just having normal aggravations or elevated aggravations at everyone else around you, all the drivers who are driving normal speeds. The lights are operating as normal, but your mind is pitting all of them against you. They are out there to prevent, as an obstacle from you getting home. So the older I get, I guess the more this is bound to happen, and eventually I need to learn. But I don't know what you guys do in this situation, but when you're on the verge of shitting your pants, does your mind kind of go to that the meme of Alan from The Hangover, where he's doing all the math equations are floating in front of his face? And because that is me as I'm driving through Tulsa to get home, because in my head I've got a GPS going on my route to my house, and I'm hitting these checkpoints. I'm like, okay, here are all the places I can stop and do an emergency shit if it gets too bad. And so, we passed Walmart, and I'm like, okay, one down, and I probably have 5 miles to go. And so I'm just driving, and literally I'm thinking, okay, Arby's is right there, Brahms is a little bit farther, and so each checkpoint I'm getting closer and closer. Producer Amy is with me in the car, and she's doing her best to be supportive of the situation. She's trying to be, light, be funny, be, kind. And I'm just a brick wall because there's one focus on my mind, and it's to retain my bowels. And so, and there are a couple of times I would be like, I think she said, Austin, if you shit your pants, it'll be fine. We'll have to get a new car, but we
no, she would never look at you the same.
I couldn't look at her the same. If I shit my pants
in the car, and she would have to live with that smell.
My wife.
Yeah, you're not supposed to start doing that till you're 80.
Yeah. And now I know that this runs in my family. Run is probably not the greatest word to use there.
It seems pretty apt.
Just the Brewers have several stories of shitting their pants.
The brewers have a history of things brewing inside and making their way out.
Yeah. And so I know my time is coming, but I'm still just trying to fight it. And so really, I guess the reason I bring that story up is I'm just kind of looking for maybe some support. I need a support group. I guess I should clarify. I never finished the story. I made it home.
Okay,
I did not crap myself. Well, I did, but I did it in the proper location in the toilet.
Yeah.
And so I don't know. Maybe I don't need the support yet, but I just need to know I can count on you guys if that ever does happen. John's shaking his head no.
I don't need my support, but I will mock you endlessly if I find.
Yeah. Well, you can, rest.
If it's before you turn 70, once you turn 70 or 80, whatever, who cares?
70 is a cutoff.
Yeah, but if it's 20s, 30s,
Yeah. Yeah. Well, rest assured, if I had shit my pants, I definitely wouldn't be bringing it up on a podcast.
I didn't think you would. I'm gonna have to. Yeah.
I mean, it would have made for a good story, and I would have heard it.
I mean, it was a real fear in the time. I mean,
yeah.
And just.
Yeah. Isn't it just our body betrays us? We can no longer treat it like the amusement it is,
Yeah, I don't know that it's our body betraying us as so much as us betraying our bodies.
Yeah, it does have a lot to do with what you put in it, and when you chock it full of greasy food, that doesn't help.
Yeah. So, I don't know, man.
That is unfortunate.
We need to grease into it so our body's used to it, and then it's not shocked by the sudden amount of grease.
So just always eat grease, and then sometimes eat more grease.
Yes.
Are we talking bacon grease and just take a spoonful?
Oh.
just your daily dose.
A cup of bacon grease that I'm cooking my eggs and stuff with this for the past week or whatever.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, you could achieve the same thing, I guess, just by a spoonful of butter every morning. It's essentially the same thing, right?
Yeah, essentially. Don't put butter coffee. That's a thing.
Yeah, I used to do that.
What's it called? Bullet? Is it bullet coffee? What's the name of it?
I think that might have been it, but yeah, I mean, it's just because we were doing that. I did that during keto, right? When we were doing the diet pet.
Yeah.
For a week, and then I was like, this shit is stupid.
Keto?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The butter coffee, though, is actually pretty good. I used to do it when I was in college because it sticks with you a little bit longer.
Yeah.
You do have to blend it up and make sure it emulsifies and gets well mixed. But yeah, it was pretty good. Interesting breakfast.
Yeah. Okay, well, next topic. This has been a story that's kind of been developing locally, well, I guess in the state of Oklahoma. So anyone outside of Oklahoma maybe hasn't heard this, but
Twitter, Barstool Sports picked it up.
Yeah.
Oh, did they?
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll call it national news now. Breaking news. Former reporter.
Yeah.
Abby Broyles, who she ran for Senate or Congress?
I think she's still running for Senate or something.
No, she lost the election.
Oh, okay.
And I think she lost to Senator Imhoff.
That's right. She did lose. But Imhoff, I just read today.
He's stepping down. Yeah, but it doesn't matter. They'll run a re-election. I tell you who's not going to get voted. It's the lady who got drunk and cussed out a bunch of 12-year-old girls at her house at a slumber party.
Oh my gosh.
She called these people these girls because it is we've all been there. We've wanted to cuss out kids. They're the worst at sometimes, right? But she was calling them, racial slurs mixed with F-bombs, making fun of their emotionally scarring things maybe for these kids because they're cupcakes. But
Well, even if you're not a cupcake, if you're 12 years old and you get called an effing acne something, then they're gonna be upset about it.
Yeah.
Emotional damage.
Emotional damage.
Damage.
Yeah. I mean, it's one thing to sit there and be drunk and make fun of a bunch of kids around you.
Yeah.
But to then just start degrading them to the degree that she was.
To their faces.
Yeah, well, I mean, I guess if better say it to their face than behind their backs, right?
Yeah, I guess.
Well, I guess maybe not with kids. Maybe with kids, it is better to say it behind their backs.
Yeah, I would say.
But then it was really funny. What cracked me up was she immediately, like, whenever the news breaks, she's like, "No, that wasn't me. I didn't do that. I was never there." And then, like, a day later, it's like, "Okay, I was there, but it doesn't represent who I am as a person." Or, you know, all these attacks on me because I did this and, like, my political career, and you're trying to politically assassinate me or whatever. It's like, well, you kind of did that to yourself, so I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, before I learned the exact colorful language that she used as insults, at first I was like, props, that just seemed like a fun adult. that was my initial thing. And then, with all the lying and the attempt to cover up, and then, the racism and all that, I was like, I don't think I could vote for this person.
Yeah, and the public nature of the office that she's running for. I mean, that's crazy. And to be caught intoxicated, yelling at it was little girls, right? Yelling at little girls.
Yeah, 12-year-old girls. I mean, it's like her daughter and her friends.
Yeah. Like, how do you let yourself get to that point just as a normal human, let alone someone who's running for public office?
I mean, I probably wouldn't take much for me to get there. I'll be honest.
Well, but you're not running for public office. Not saying that it's okay for you to do it, but
yeah.
Well, as a white man, it's okay for you.
You can get away with anything. It's fine.
Yeah, I can say a little bit more than most people. Now, there's a few things I definitely cannot say, but no, yeah, I mean, John, it's definitely in yours and mine nature to sit and make fun of the people around us.
Oh yeah.
Based off the littlest of things, but I would like to think that you and I wouldn't go to that extreme.
I don't think we would, especially not to like little girls, like maybe to our peers. But like kids, I don't think we would. We're not chick humans, so
we did have a neighbor one time that we.
Oh yeah. But we didn't say it to their face.
That's right. That's the important thing, is that we kept that inside the house,
Like what we did or no?
What? What'd you say? It's kind of the bag now. We can't just move past it.
You're past the statute of limitations, so it's fine.
Yeah, we've moved. We don't know them. We don't know Monster Baby.
Honestly, they were nicest people. They were nice. They were really nice people.
Yeah.
But Baby did look like a monster.
Yeah.
Why did he look like a monster? What made him look like a monster?
I mean, you go take it.
Because, it comes better from me than from Austin, because I also was born with physical
limitations.
Limitation. Great words. But he was first. I think he might have been a dwarf, maybe. I don't know. But his head was shaped really funny. Like, it was very bulbous, and he looked like a monster.
Like the guy from the Goonies.
Yeah. I don't know. But who knows? But anyways, Austin and I would walk our dogs, and they loved our dogs. Like they wanted to hang out with them, and which was kind of annoying because Austin and I don't like a lot of people, and then we have to interact with people. Like, oh,
people.
What do you? I'll talk and like, blah 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 blah. But
small talk. Yeah.
Basic human interaction things.
Yeah, not my proudest memory.
Yeah, but that was like when we were just kids, you know.
Yeah.
Probably 2 years ago. We wouldn't do that now.
Sure wouldn't.
Yeah, okay.
We just said that we would.
Yeah, I know.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know, but anyway, if you're running for Congress, try not to get drunk at a slumber party
and cuss out a bunch of little girls.
Yeah.
Moral of the story.
Their face. I don't know.
If you do it, don't get caught.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have a no phone policy at your residence, and then that way they can't video.
Did they have video evidence of it?
I think so.
Or was it just the testimony?
Oh, maybe not.
I think it was just like the little girls complaining, went home to their parents and crying and stuff. That's why you have to do it behind their backs at that age.
Yeah.
Interesting. Well.
Yeah, and if they overhear you saying something behind their backs, then that's wrong place, wrong time. They shouldn't have been there. You didn't really mean it. You can spin it.
Dropping. You can turn it around them real fast.
Yeah. But you can't line up the girls individually and be like, all right, step forward, and then just go down the line and pick them all apart. I mean, it's not a roast. So
acne, 4 eyes, you got funny looking hair, your nose is messed up.
Baldy. Yeah.
Oh man, I never actually looked up to see like what specific insults. I just heard from you guys like what they were. But that is wild.
Yeah, it's a shame. She had a promising career. She was 0-1, but prime for a comeback until this week.
Yeah, no longer.
Oh, no. Did you just see Art Briles got hired?
Yeah, by grandma. Yeah, they announced it today amid the other big news that's happening in the world, just to try to sweep it under the rug.
How disappointing! That is awful that he got hired. But moving on, we don't need to talk.
Well, okay, he got hired, but I mean, of course, he's the ringleader. But the new OC at OU, who was the guy at Ole Miss, he was involved in the same thing. I mean, like other people who aren't Briles are coaching still. So I don't know. It's all messed up.
Yeah.
But yes, moving on.
He shouldn't be a coach. What was I going to? Oh, so I had a story for you guys about a side hustle because I thought about. And it's ironic because it doesn't involve kids.
Please continue.
Yeah, so someone this week brought like their kid came into work today for like the last 5 minutes or whatever while because someone came to pick her up. Well, someone came to pick up the girl that was working, and so their daughter was home and she wanted to come in, so whatnot. So she was there. I got into work a little bit early, so I came in and this little girl was like talking and blah blah blah, and then she was like talking about she started talking to me, and so of course me being the polite human being that I am,
yeah, right.
I was like, hey, how's it going? Like talking to her, and he's like, hey, did you know that the sun is a star? And I was like, oh yeah, do you like science? And he's like, yeah. And she's like 4, maybe 5, real little kid. And so, how I like to push buttons and, cross-generate him. I was like, okay. And she's like, hey, she saw some chips in the break room. She's like, I'm hungry. Can we go get some chips? I was like, and so her mom said, yeah. So, we went and got some chips and whatnot. And then I was talking to her about,
Wait, so you are now alone with this child?
Yeah, for like a little bit, but not a big.
Sounds a little dangerous.
So anyway, still talking about science. I was like, did you know that the Earth used to be all one big, all the land used to be one big blob, and it was called Pangea.
Yeah.
And she's, oh no, that's so cool. I was like, and also, okay, so I should get this out of the way. Her mom is kind of like an anti-vaxxer, like.
Yeah. Oh, this is this girl. Okay.
Yeah.
So, which I like to play along with and push buttons and go along with.
Goad her on.
Okay, so I can really get into this child's head because she's going to grow up with all this stuff.
Oh,
and so I was like,
jeez,
all right.
John.
And so, I mean, she's 5. She'll believe anything. And I find that the best lies sprinkle a little bit of truth in them.
Yes, they do.
So that's why I was like, Pangea, all of the land was once together. And I was like, but then there was an earthquake that happened, and then they all split apart. And then I was like, I'm going to get her to believe in flat earth theory.
Oh, no.
And so then I was talking to her about how the earth was flat and how we were worried about global warming because it's just giant ice walls all around the core edges of the earth, and that global warming, they're slowly melting, and how if they melt, then people can fall off the edge of the earth and go into nowhere.
You're gonna traumatize this poor child.
So we need to recycle and be green. So I'm reporting important lessons.
You're at least turning it somewhat positive as you boldly lie to her face.
Yeah. So when she goes to school and stuff, hopefully this comes out. Like she all learns about. She's like, teacher, blah 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 or whatever. I learned about Pangea and how the Earth is flat, and I just want to. So
just be a fly on the wall.
A tutoring service for small children who are still gullible and innocent enough to believe anything I say.
That seems like it would last for about a week before you get fired and reported immediately.
Oh, you can't be fired for that.
Listen, I am is teaching.
Your clients can fire you and not take their kids to you anymore. Yeah.
Well, that's fine as long as they pay me up front.
I'm not saying you get fired from your job currently. I'm saying that you just wouldn't have a client base.
Yeah, I think I missed the side hustle part.
Oh, yeah.
Must have got distracted. What did you say it was?
Oh, a tutoring service for small children to help them learn about science.
Yeah.
What qualifications do you have to teach science?
I mean, you've seen every lesson from Lawler. He's an expert.
He's an expert at everything.
Yeah. I have a whole show where I do a whole professor bit.
Yeah.
John,
describe how do tornadoes form?
This is actually really easy. You got cold air from the north, hot air from the south. They mix together, and they're kind of like fighting because they don't like each other. And so then they're getting together, and they start twirling around. So watch out. Trailer park. You're
Tornadoes coming for you.
Okay. Man. That is okay. What do you know about time travel?
Okay. So this theory follows the theory of relativity. So it's not really. Actually, I don't really know anything about it. It's not science. It's not science.
It's scientifically feasible, I believe. I think that Albert Einstein theorized that you could technically travel through time if you could figure out how to access and create a wormhole, but we don't know how to do that. So
do it with a time turner. And I think if you turn it 3 times, I think you can go back 3 hours or so.
Yeah.
But
If you want to go back longer, you're just sitting there
the
spinning it real
government
fast.
pretty restricts those time turners pretty severely. Also, I hear that they might have gotten broken into, and a lot of them were broken. I'm not really sure.
I don't even know what you're referencing.
Neither do I.
Okay. Well, let's just go ahead and get into some would you rathers because this one is relevant. Would you rather invent time travel but never use time travel, or be the first person to give it a try?
Oh, absolutely not. I would invent it and never use it, because if you're the first one, what if they don't know how to get you back? You're just stuck somewhere forever.
That's fine. It's an adventure.
I'll invent it, John, and you can be my guinea pig.
Yeah, I think I'm with Stan. I'm definitely not ever going to be the first one to try anything.
I mean, you can send out guinea pigs and stuff like mice, whatever.
Like
you just be the first
guinea
person.
pigs.
Yeah, I'll be the first person.
But you can't make a guinea pig operate the machine to come back.
Oh, you can make a monkey do it. These are smart.
Well, and you also can't, get feedback from them when they come back of like, okay, did it work? Did we send you to another time, or did you just poof for a second and then rematerialize?
You had to put a video camera on them, like a GoPro.
But how would it transmit footage?
Well, you just record it and then
it's just recording wherever they go.
Right. Yeah.
I guess that makes sense. I guess so.
Yeah.
John, what time period would you go to?
What?
What time period would you go to? Where would you want to go?
Future.
Well,
how
far? Where?
I'm gonna go to the year 2200.
Dang.
2200.
Yep.
I feel like there'd be some cool stuff that happens in 2200.
Yeah.
By 2200.
That's not that far from now.
I know. But if you look at the rate at which technology is advancing, it's more like a hockey stick, whatever that's called.
We'll kill ourselves before then.
Nuclear war will have ravaged the earth.
The machines are coming for us.
Where would you go?
I think, I don't know. I think I would do. I feel like I would. If you're gonna do it, you might as well just like go for it and try to go to the year 3000 or something.
Being a Jonas Brothers song.
Yeah.
Jonas Brothers.
Exactly.
Joe Bros.
But just the amount of, I mean, I bet you'd go there and there might not even be people left on the earth. Everybody might have migrated to Mars or something. But it'd be interesting to see what's left.
It'd be like Wall-E. It's just a bunch of trash.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That's how we left it.
Yeah.
All right. Would you guys rather see what's on the other side of a black hole, or would you rather visit an alien planet?
Well, I think we've talked about this before, but what constitutes an alien planet? Is it just like, a single cell organism? Or
no,
like,
we'll say it's sophisticated. I mean, it's like
intelligent
multi-levels of life. I mean, so there's animals, there's functional beings, intelligent beings.
Is it a friendly place? I'm going to go on the side of a black hole. That seems interesting.
I feel like
and scary.
Everything that I've seen in the movies, which is 100% accurate, by the way, says that going through a black hole is not pleasant. So I would rather not and stick with space travel.
We know about black holes. Like, we think we know things, and then it's like, we don't know anything.
Exactly, which makes it freaking scary.
It is scary.
I mean, all we know about black holes really is that
they're black.
The force of gravity within it is so strong that nothing comes out.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like, there's currently theories about whether or not we are already in a black hole. We don't know, because I mean a black hole could be so big that we're in it and we don't know that we're in it.
So it's like it's like the Men in Black scene at the very end where there's marbles and there's galaxies inside marbles and there's galaxies inside galaxies and it's just infinite.
Well,
yeah, that's basically how space is.
Like, who knows? What if it's a portal to like Earth 3? We don't know. What if this Earth Prime and all those other portals are other Earths?
Yeah, I think it would be interesting. I mean, I think an interesting theory is that, it's like a portal to another dimension.
Yeah.
So we need Doctor Strange.
That's right. To open, what's the new movie that's coming out with him?
Verse of Madness.
Yeah.
So we need to open up the multiverse.
Do you think in another universe, the three of us are doing a podcast together somewhere else?
Oh, surely. And if the infinite amount of universes, surely. But there's also probably a universe where we all hate each other, or one where someone has murdered someone else. So who knows?
One of us has murdered one of the others. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
One of us is taking over the world.
Yeah.
One of us is in Putin's place and is attacking Ukraine.
Oh my gosh.
We said we would talk about that.
Yeah.
Oops.
All right. Would you guys rather live in Antarctica or in a desert for a period of 1 year?
Oh, I didn't see the for a year part.
I'm gonna go with Antarctica.
No, I think I'm. Go ahead.
But I know like in their summertime, it's at least pleasant enough, and like you can do it because they have like cruises and stuff down there and whatnot. And I think it's like 50s and 60s. Just in the wintertime, it's awful. But people do science stuff down there for during the winter.
Yeah.
So
yeah, you just kind of be stuck inside for most of the time, and you're probably going outside a little bit, but
yeah. But I mean, we'll just teach science stuff I'll teach science stuff from Antarctica.
Send your children to me in Antarctica.
From John.
Oh,
I can bring it to
Say that again. I didn't hear that.
Yeah. Stan, what did you go with? You're going with desert?
I'm going desert, man, because most of the time deserts are at least somewhat close to like normally inhabited places. And at the very least you can get air conditioning and go outside without risk of like immediate frostbite and death.
Yeah,
but you could walk outside and get heat exhaustion and die.
Yeah, but
it takes longer, but
it would take longer, and I don't know. I feel like I'd rather it's hard because like biting bitter cold is really hard to bear, but really hot is also, I don't know what the lesser of the two evils is.
Also going to be stuck inside during the summer in the desert because you can't go outside because it's too hot.
Well, you're going to be stuck inside in the winter in Antarctica because it's too cold.
I was just saying, you can make an argument for both. You would be stuck inside for half a year.
Yeah. Well, in the desert, you may become nocturnal because you may decide to go outside at night instead of during the day.
That's true.
True.
I think Antarctica is also technically a desert. So this was a trick question because either way, you're ending up in the desert. All right, you guys ready to try to guess some movies?
Let's do it.
Yeah.
All right, so I've got 5 movies selected already, and I've got 3 clues for each movie. So I'll read a clue.
Yeah.
And you can buzz in at any time and give a guess. And you get, like, if you get it on the first clue, you get 3 points. Mm-hmm. Second clue, 2 points. Last clue, 1 point.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll keep track. You think you should only get one guess, or do you think you should get a guess at any point?
I think that you get a guess, but then you can't guess again until the next person guesses. Like,
sure. All right, great. We'll roll with it. Okay. Movie number one, clue number one. An insurance salesman who lives a fake life.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah.
A fake life. Oh, no.
Life.
I was going to say The Pursuit of Happiness because I was thinking salesman, but then you said insurance. Ah! Oh!
Wrong. What?
I don't know. Keep going.
Okay. Clue two. His home is a big studio and his friends are actors.
Oh, I know this one. Oh, I shouldn't have guessed so early.
Yes, man.
No, it's not.
What did you say?
Yes, man.
No. Stan, you have a guess?
Yeah, I'm trying to think of the name of the movie.
Oh my gosh.
I guess since we both guessed.
No, it's my turn.
No, I feel like once we both guessed, it's free game.
Oh, what is the name of this movie? It's the one with Jim Carrey in it.
No. It's Dinner with Schmucks.
No.
Oh my gosh.
You were way off, John.
Terrible.
All
right. Clue number three. You don't know. Too much time has passed. Clue number three. One day he discovers it and sails away to a new life. He discovers his fake life and sails away to a new life.
I know the movie. I can't remember the name of the movie.
I have no idea.
Oh, this is making me so mad.
You guys are disappointing. It's the Truman Show.
Oh, yes. I knew that. Obviously I didn't, but gosh.
You never seen it, John?
No, it's a movie? I thought it was a TV show.
No, it's a movie.
No, it's a movie that, I mean, the whole plot is he's like, there's a studio broadcasting his whole entire life. And everyone around him is an actor playing a role.
Including his wife, right?
Yeah. Literally everybody. And I think I need to confirm with producer Amy, but I think her sister is somewhat confident that she is living in the Truman Show. So we've thought about bringing her on as a guest. If it's true, we'll bring it up.
Interesting.
All right. Well, you guys failed that one. This could go terribly wrong. Okay. Movie two. A 16-year-old girl moves to the USA from Africa.
Oh, buzz.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. It's Mean Girls.
Yeah.
Oh,
okay. That's your warning. I'm going to start penalizing you if you start buzzing in and don't have an answer.
I can picture it in my brain, and I know the movie. I just can't. The name doesn't come to me immediately.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Mean Girls was right. John, you are down 3-0.
Okay, that's fine.
Movie number three. An elderly man reads a story to a woman every day in a nursing home.
Oh, yeah. No. I did it too early again. Stan. I was going to say Princess Bride, but I buzzed too soon.
Did you say buzz, John?
No, I said point deduction.
Yeah, I think I'm going to minus a point from Stan.
No, I still guessed.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's true.
I know what it is now, though. I should have just waited a second longer.
All right. Clue two. The story is about a young couple who falls in love in the 1940s.
I know it. It's buzzing. Gone. Titanic.
No, it's the Notebook.
Yes. Oh, you're so bad at this.
Oh, that's hilarious.
All right.
Titanic.
I've never seen either. I thought that was they were just reading the story.
No.
Dang it.
Because he dies, spoiler alert, at the end of the movie.
Oh, because there's room on the table, right? That's what everyone's saying. There's like room on the table for both of them.
Yeah.
Wait, are you guys both talking about the Titanic now?
Yeah, the Titanic, he dies at the end of it, so you can't really recount it.
I've never seen the Notebook. I thought you were saying that the guy dies at the end of that.
Oh, no.
All right. Well, movie 4, John, you are doing terribly. All right. This one is going to be tough, I think. So here we go. Clue number 1. There are 2 men with the same name.
That's the clue?
That's all of it.
Oh,
That's the clue.
No.
Okay.
2 men with the same name.
Okay. Clue number 2.
Okay.
One is a lazy hippie, and the other is a multi-millionaire war veteran.
What?
Anything?
Well, I thought of this isn't a guess and it's not right, but it's a movie, right? It's not a TV show.
Yeah.
I was thinking Parks and Rec with Ron and Ron, but
Oh, no. All right, final clue, and this is the giveaway in my opinion. White Russians are the dude's drink of choice.
Oh, the dude. I've heard of this. I've never seen the movie, so I don't know. But I've heard. I feel like you say it.
I don't think I've seen it. I don't think I know.
Oh my gosh. Okay. I tested these with. I guess I shouldn't have tested these with producer Amy.
Yeah.
All of us come together.
Yeah.
Especially about movies.
Yeah. So the answer is The Big Lebowski.
That's right.
Yeah, I haven't seen it.
That's right.
Golly. Okay.
Hey,
well,
why are you giving me a hard time? I've seen every other one.
I've seen 0 of these movies.
Okay. Last movie. First clue. The patriarch of an eccentric family dies suspiciously.
Oh, Knives Out.
I was gonna say the same thing.
He got it. So you still lost, John, but at least you got on the board instead of being a big fat loser.
Technically, he didn't buzz in.
Yeah,
Cheater.
That's all right. I was looking on a different screen, so I couldn't tell anyway. I was really just going after who said first. Yeah, well, you guys did not do as good as I thought you would. I thought
I did pretty good.
You did get Mean Girls right away.
I got Mean Girls and the Truman Show. I knew, I just didn't know. I couldn't remember the name of it.
So you didn't get it.
And I knew The Notebook, and Big Lebowski's the only one I didn't know.
Yeah, well,
I've seen only one of those movies that you've listed, so I did good. I got the movie that I've seen.
Which one? Is Knives Out the only one you've seen? You haven't seen Mean Girls?
No.
Huh. That surprises me. All right. Well, John, it's your time to shine. I think it's time for the people to have an oral history of Cinco de Marcho.
Oh, okay. Patent pending.
Patent? What are you patenting?
I'm patenting a holiday to make it official.
Wouldn't that be trademark?
Trademark. Okay. Trademark it. Trademark pending.
TM.
All right, people. Let people, John, tutor your kids.
About science, not about trademarks and patents.
Didn't you go to business school, John?
Yeah, but that was a long time ago. I know science better. Science. Science is all of life.
Science, bitch, right? That's what we heard on another podcast.
Yeah.
All right.
It's a celebration of the taco. Picture this. Here's 1905. Mexican immigrants are flocking to the United States because this is where the jobs are and they can get food and it's live the American dream, or so they think. But however, there's too many of them that come over, and since they're ethnic and whatnot, no one wants to give them jobs or food or anything. So that a lot of the jobs they can get are just like the ones of miners and building railroads. These aren't really high-paying jobs because they're the jobs that nobody wants to do. And so they don't have a lot of money. So Hispanics generally tended to they had large families, and so a bunch of people would live together. So you would have, your grandmas, grandpas, parents, kids, aunts and uncles. They would all be living together. And so how would they feed these people for as cheaply as they could? So they would buy the cheapest. They would buy the cheapest meat and whatnot that they could, which really just was a lot of animal intestines and corn, which obviously those things are gross.
Hey, that's nasty.
So with these ingredients, the other matriarch of tacos, Maria Gonzalez, better known as Maria El Taco Gonzalez, created a dish known as a taco because she was like, well, I can't feed these intestines to my family because they will never eat them. They are gross. And so she ground the corn up, mixed it with some water, and then fried it over or baked it over a fire, created the first tortilla. And then she sliced up the intestine, put it in there with like some lettuce and stuff from her garden, and that's how we got the tacos. So these tacos, they take them to work, take them to school. They smell amazing, and they smell different because white people just like eating boiled fish and stuff, and like no one wants to do that. So they're like, oh wow, what are you eating? Can I try some of that? And so, but the Mexicans are like, well, whatever. This is kind of our thing. And then they were tell them kind of what it is, and they're like, oh no, can't eat that. It's animal intestine. But it didn't smell that way because they would spice it up so well, and so extremely spicy. White people really didn't like it, even though they right. So, fast forward in the 1940s, America was like, okay, how do we turn this Hispanic dish and Americanize it and mass produce it? And so, where am I at on this?
Are you reading off of notes?
Listen, there's a lot of stuff. World history. Our taco shells were invented, in the 1940s by Juan Sanchez in order to streamline the taco making process. However, this, Taco Bell was like,
Taco Bell has entered the scene, huh?
Yeah, Taco Bell entered the scene. And they're like, well, I see what you've done here, and I like it. We're going to steal this idea.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to Americanize these tacos. So Taco Bell started using like chicken and beef, and then, adding things like cheese and whatnot to make it more palatable to the Caucasian taste buds. And so that's kind of how it has taken its form today, and why tacos are so popular as of now, because they're not made of animal intestine, and normal people can eat them because they're not so spicy.
I'm a little bit worried our podcast is going to get flagged for misinformation.
Holiday.
Yeah.
Taco.
Yeah.
If you write the history books, then
that's
you
right.
can make history.
Yeah.
John is doing his own version of whitewashing.
He's Mexican washing.
Listen, inventing a holiday is hard.
You do a great job, John.
I mean, Hallmark can do it in a day, so I don't see why John can't, John can't create his own.
I think it is cool that this is the second Cinco de Marcho that the podcast has celebrated as a podcast.
Last time we had sombreros, I believe.
I think so.
I don't think they made it throughout the year, so we do not have sombreros any longer. But John, what's the best way to celebrate Cinco de Marcho for all that are listening who want to partake?
All right. So the best way that you can do it, if you don't want to make tacos, go support your local taco trucks, taco shops. Don't go to Taco Bell, all these chain places. You want to support your local.
You don't want to go to the place that is responsible for the creation of the American taco. You don't want to go support Taco Bell.
So, listen, you can support Taco Bell every other day of the week, but on Cinco de Marcho,
you got to bring the integrity back to it.
Then bring the integrity back. Celebrate our matriarch Maria El Taco Gonzalez, because she was just a lowly, housewife that's inventing things in the world now. So, support local.
Support local business. Okay. Man.
That's something else.
I don't even know where to go from that. Yeah, it does make me want some tacos.
I am hungry now.
Listen, what's the best taco? Like, what build your perfect taco?
Oh. Well, I am a big fan of breakfast tacos, but I don't think that they're the best tacos.
Well, that doesn't really apply here, right?
I mean, anything in a tortilla is a taco. So I don't know why that wouldn't apply. But
so the great thing about Cinco de Marcho is you're accepting of all tacos.
Yeah.
Well, dinner.
I have had some Korean barbecue tacos. Those are pretty good. Probably have been my favorite, but I haven't been anywhere that has served Korean barbecue tacos because it was in Knoxville that I had them. So I'd like to have those again.
I was thinking I've been really craving shrimp tacos with some coleslaw and red onion.
Yeah.
I've been craving. So
yeah.
Although that's perfect taco, but that's what I want right now.
Well, a really simple taco recipe that is fantastic. Just buy a pound of chicken thighs, and I'll do this free of charge. You don't even have to read through some dumbass blog to get this recipe. You only had to listen to 55 minutes of a podcast to get it. Pound of chicken thighs, throw it in a crock pot with a jar of hot salsa and some spicy taco seasoning. Let it cook, shred it. It's great. It's so simple. 3 ingredients. You don't have to do anything else. You've got tacos for weeks.
Perfect. Dan, what's your favorite?
I just like the basic taco. I like to put a little bit of refried beans in the bottom to hold everything together. Some ground beef, some cheese right over the ground beef. You do have to get your order of operations right, though. It goes beans, meat, cheese, and then you get lettuce on top of that, and then you sprinkle a little bit of salsa or like your sauce packets if you're at Taco Bell. And then to top it all off, you put just a little bit of guacamole, just enough to spread over and get some with every bite. Now that's a good taco.
You a soft taco or a hard taco, boys?
Soft taco.
Yeah, good, because that's the only way to operate. No offense to Taco Bell and what they've done for this country, but hard tacos need to just go away.
Yeah.
At Taco Bell, I think eating a hard taco, like at a restaurant or whatever, eating hard tacos is fine. But when you're homemade, I think you have to go tortilla.
Tortillas.
It's so inefficient. I just have so many pent up. I just have aggression towards hard tacos.
They are tasty though.
No matter how you eat it, either the bottom, splits, and so then it screws up your whole taco, or the midpoint of your taco, you're not getting all of the flavors in one bite. One bite may be all lettuce and sour cream, and then your other bite is all beef and beans or whatever. And that's my big beef with hard tacos, is that they're built inefficiently.
How do you feel about street
tacos? They're good. I mean, because it's not hard tacos.
Just corn tortillas instead of flour tortillas.
Yeah. I don't like that they're smaller portions. I like bigger tacos than those little street tacos that are about that big.
Well, my problem with tacos is that they're expensive for what they are.
Yeah.
But I do love them.
Yeah. Well, street food, I feel like, is more expensive now with like how food trucks kind of blew up.
Yeah.
People started charging, $15, $16 for, a meal out of a food truck. And it was like, if I'm paying this, I might as well just go to a restaurant.
Yeah. How dare they earn
Yeah. I mean, I think the whole concept of a food truck is that you take a cheap to make item and take it out into the street where the restaurant doesn't exist. And that's just different now. It's now like, we'll do whatever we want in this truck and you'll pay for it because it's the only thing around. They're gouging.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, I think that's gonna do it for this episode. What was this, episode 62? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So make sure you know, if you haven't already, I don't know why you wouldn't, but follow us on social media: Twitter at Party Observers, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube at Third Party Observers, and that's where we'll be putting out all of our hot takes and our content. So we'll see you next week.
Peace.